Hello and welcome. Welcome to another Lunch with Lisa. I'm Lisa Warner. I'm the author of The Simplicity of Self-Healing. It's a book that I wrote after I healed myself from cancer using nothing but the ability to shift my consciousness and change the way I looked at what was happening to my body. So today, let's talk about the shift. There is a massive shift of consciousness that's happening on this planet right now. And on the outside, it looks as if things are kind of going crazy. It looks like the world is entering a time of mass destruction, confusion, chaos. But is that what's actually happening? Or is there something else going on? Is there actually a mass ascension happening? Well, both are actually happening. And the side that we end up on is the side that we choose. Meaning, are we going to descend into chaos and confusion and allow ourselves and the earth to be destroyed? Or are we going to ascend? Are we going to open and expand our awareness, open up our consciousness to our divinity and to the natural world around us that has never left? It has always been here. But the paradise that this planet is designed to be has simply been covered over by war, by the news, by religion, by politics, by all of the false matrix institutions that have been designed to control humanity for thousands upon thousands of years. All of those old control structures are being dismantled right now, which is the confusion and chaos and destruction that we're looking at. How it happens, it's not happening gracefully. It's not happening in a smooth, easy way. It's crumbling. It is chaotic. It is confusing. And if we keep placing our attention on the destruction of the old control system, if we keep watching the news and getting all caught up in who's doing what to whom, we're going to miss the ascension. We're going to miss that bandwagon. We're going to miss the bus. And we're going to end up going down into the destruction, into the chaos and the confusion. But for those of us who are looking beyond what's being shown, what's being televised, what's being advertised, the stories they want the world to see, they're called news stories for a reason. If we get caught up in all the stories, we miss the opportunity to ascend, to move into the higher level of ourselves, to move back into alignment with God, Source, not the God, the Father that's looking down and keeping tabs on what's going on and, watching every sin. That's the false God. That's not the real God. The real God is the divine masculine and feminine united in unconditional love and creation, the divine. And we are each part of that divine. But here on earth, in the false matrix, we have been sold into slavery. We have been convinced that we're merely mortals. We're not merely anything. We're not even mortal. We are immortal beings, grand beings of light, angels in human form, who have been stuck in this control structure where we haven't had freedom, where we haven't had unlimited choices, where we haven't had the ability to just simply live in peace and harmony and plenty. No, we've been made to work, to earn a living, when we're clearly already living, and we're living on a planet that's designed to give us everything we need for free. That's the divine design. That's the paradise that this planet was originally created to be. Until some thugs came in and decided to take over paradise and enforce their will on paradise. And what we're seeing right now is we're seeing the thugs taking themselves out. These thugs have been around for hundreds of thousands of years on this planet, enforcing the control structure, making certain that our living life force energy has been siphoned off, which is why we age. Because we're not receiving the full-on living life force energy that we're meant to receive, because it's being intercepted by wars, by famine, by politics, by poverty, by religion, by education. All of these things that are designed to harness the power of our consciousness. Disease is a great example of this. When I found myself facing cancer, it was quite terrifying. It was very upsetting, disconcerting. It caused a lot of fear, doubt, and worry in my life. It caused me to distrust my own body, until I decided that enough was enough. And I wasn't going to allow that miscreation to take over my entire existence. So I decided that I would ascend the situation, that I would move beyond the situation. So how did I do that? Well, I sat quietly and I asked for inner guidance. I asked to be shown, what is it I need to know about this in order for it to change? How do I move beyond this in such a way that it never comes back into my reality in any way, shape, or form? And because I asked such a good, specific question, I got a really good, specific answer that showed me exactly what I needed to know, exactly what I wanted to know in order to take command of my health and my life. I moved beyond the surface appearance of cancer as a killer disease. And I started to realize that my body was actually helping me, that whatever had manifest in my body was there to help me. And I also realized that the symptom itself was not a symptom of disease. It was actually the symptom of healing. You see, the artificial matrix has everything backwards. It's designed to harness our consciousness and draw the living life force away from us with pills and false beliefs. And it's when we take back the power of our own consciousness, when we stop listening to the messages that are being sent loud and clear everywhere around us, messages of death and destruction and worst case scenarios. And that person versus the other, this country versus that country. Those are not life affirming, they're life taking. Now we're in the midst of the greatest shift of consciousness that has ever occurred. And those of us who are being aware of the greater good, the greater picture, the bigger picture, the picture of us returning to our divinity, to our divine blueprint, where we're restoring heaven on earth, those of us that see that are moving beyond all of the chaos and the confusion. We don't have to take part in any of that. But if you're still taking part in that, if you're still caught up in the news and, oh my God, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with my body? If you're still caught in that, this is your invitation right here, right now. You can move beyond all of that because you exist beyond all of that. You're a grand being of light. You are a soul. The soul doesn't come here and participate in the chaos and the confusion. That's why it's still out. It seems to be out, away from you, because it refuses to participate in the destruction. Who we are as grand beings of light, we're all about creation. We're all about life. We're all about peace and harmony, health and happiness, community, living together in unity with all of creation. The earth is one massive ecosystem where all the living life forms work together. Humanity is the only one that has not been working together. And right now, everybody who's working against humanity, against life, against Mother Earth, it's all being destroyed. It's all falling away because that doesn't exist where we're all moving to. So if you'd like to be on the bandwagon of moving into heaven on earth, if you'd like to restore your health, if you'd like to help restore the health of planet Earth, if you'd like to restore the original divine design where we're not working for a living, where we're simply living, then I invite you to reach out. If you don't know how to do this, I have a course called 12, my friend Mara and I have created a course called Whole Being Healing, where we walk you out of the chaos and into your divinity, where you can see how to do this. You have to walk yourself into your divinity. Nobody else can do that for you, but we've created a pathway out of the chaos and confusion, out of the dis-ease mindset, and into health, happiness, joy, ease, flow. The students are talking about how much simpler, how much more joy they have, how much simpler their life is, how much more ease and flow there is. And it's a simple shift of consciousness. So the shift is here. It's happening right now. And it's going to happen either with you or without you. Are you ready to make the shift in consciousness? Are you ready to let go of all of the noise, all of the disease, all of the politics, all of the anti-life agenda programming? And are you ready to open your consciousness and really start to live as an ascended being on this planet? It's an incredible journey into yourself. It's the greatest story ever told. Yours. I hope you'll join us in this shift of consciousness. I hope you'll turn off your TVs, turn off the news, stop allowing that anti-life programming into your consciousness to dirty up your light. You're here to shine bright, not to let the darkness eat you alive. I hope this was helpful. If you'd like to know more, you can find me at connectingyoutoyou.com. And you can also find more about whole being healing at wholebeinghhealing.life. I hope to see you there. Thanks for watching. Hope this was helpful. Bye for now.